102.35 KY Sports. It's your guy Murph.
It's your boy Al, the real matter BBN.
And we got a special guest in the studio with us today. Man, graced his presence and blessed us with coming in the studio.
What's going on? What's going on, man? It's Playa, Potna, big homie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. We finally got big homie in the studio, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a long time I've been wanting to get up here, man. I've been a fan of the show, man. You're definitely doing your thing. I was like, man. And then when I got the notification, I was like, oh, I must be doing something.
Man, you've been out here, man. You like, just been in Louisville, been ingrained within Louisville for, how long you been in Louisville?
Man, it's probably almost 4 years now.
It seems like it's been longer than that.
Man, I'm telling you, man. Hey, I have to tell people, no, I'm not from here, you know. Or when I get to talking, then they realize I'm not from Louisville.
Like, where you go to high school for?
Yeah, I would just mess with people and say Central because I do a lot of work at Central High School.
That's not a bad one to pick. Like Central people, but you there? Yeah. I know they rolling with it. So I gotta pick up, man. We got a sports show. You the DJ. You known for the music. Just kind of talk about your influences with sports, your involvement here in the city, man, and then turn that into your passion and your career.
Yeah, man. My first love was actually sports. So, man, I love football from Georgia. Grew up playing football. I watched all kind of sports, but really, sports, man, really paved the way because sports did something for me other than just being a good athlete. But sports kind of showed me some things that I didn't have. Like I grew up in a single-parent home before. You know, so I'm the oldest of 5, and sports kind of gave me that structure that I didn't have, not necessarily not from my mom, but like from the dad aspect, from the man aspect, from the manhood. So sports showed me that. I mean, just hard work, dedication, making the right decisions. Even when you get selfish, how it hurts not only you but your team. So I've just incorporated those things in my adult life. Man, a crazy road, man. We'll be here all day if I told you a story, but I'm gonna tell you like this: my life went from playing sports, going to high school, only playing sports. I was smart, but I was like, man, I'm finna go pro. And I didn't do my schoolwork, became ineligible, dropped out of high school, started getting in trouble. You know, my little brother got in trouble. So then I said, nah, you're gonna be better than me. Got my life together, got my adult high school diploma, not a GED, but an adult high school diploma. And then enrolled in college on my own, took the SAT on my own. I just grinded, man. You know what I'm saying? Grinded, walked on, played football. But it didn't feel the same, but I always had a love for music. So then I started getting into radio. I don't know what made me start getting into radio. I started getting into radio and just been grinding, use my sports mentality in radio and just be kind of infused it too. Because, you know, in sports, you always have that game day music. You always have that thing that gets you pumped. And I always liked music so much. I just kind of worked out and fast forwarded to now in Louisville doing radio. I coached the Louisville B96.5 last year. We went all the way to the championship. Going to be coaching next year and just keeping up with sports, talking sports, and just having fun, man. So blending music and sports.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Why we started this program, this platform is kind of this mix of sports, music, culture, fashion, just everything kind of ties in with each other. And you're a big Georgia Bulldog fan.
Oh, like, yeah, man.
What you think about what happened a couple weeks ago?
Man, I just got over the heartbreak and you want to bring it back up again, man? I just was able to come back in public, man. Listen, that was the most devastating loss. We got rid of Mark Rick because we couldn't get to the big dance. We got to the big dance. And we forgot fundamentals. And you know, for you young players, that is a defining moment of life right there. Because as you're, okay, let's say you didn't know what defense, but they're in the cover 2, which means the safety comes over top and picks up the wide receiver. I don't care what you're doing. The DB always hits the wide receiver. I don't care what. I don't care if you run the deep route, fly route, hitch route.
Jancy.
You got to jam. It's the 5-yard chuck rule. And he didn't keep up with his fundamentals, and you can equate that with life. That when you get off your fundamentals in life, you see big things and bad things can happen. You know what I'm saying? You know better than go against a certain judgment call that you shouldn't have went with, and you can get yourself in a world of mess. He didn't chuck the receiver like he should have. He got himself in a world of mess. Actually lost the game for his team. So Parrish, man, Parrish. It's funny, that's his last name too. You know what I'm saying?
You being a Georgia football fan, man, kind of, you know, I know you follow them close. Kind of give us a feel, because the Bulldogs ain't going nowhere, man. They got a lot of talent coming in the next couple years in the recruiting class, especially next year.
That's one good thing about a great coach, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure being you guys are Louisville and UK basketball fans, you know what great coaches can bring, and that's the recruiting class. We've got Justin Fields, a 5-star quarterback already signed in and enrolled and taking classes at Georgia. We've got some more 4-star recruits, DBs. We've got a linebacker out of Rome, Georgia.
2 running backs.
Yep. That's
Cook and
now Cook's gonna be a beast. Cook's gonna be a beast. Man, we've got a roster so heavy to where we're starting to get that pedigree that we should have had. I felt like we should have been on this road 3, 4, 5 years ago, you know, since the Jim Donnan era, but it's okay. Great things take time, but Georgia's definitely looking to be there. And don't forget, we still got Evander Holyfield's son, Elijah, who's a monster. We still got
What
Swift.
position is he, Holyfield's son?
Running back.
Running back, okay.
And Swift. And we just got a senior DB to stay. He's staying for his senior year. I forget his name, but he just said he's staying. So we've got some returning players and things like that. Georgia's looking to be Alabama type structure, if you want to use.
Oh yeah, that's what Kirby's. You know, that's who he was apprentice under.
Yep. He came from Nick Saban, but he did play for the University of Georgia.
Right.
You know, I just want to let people know that Kirby Smart learned his football at University of Georgia. You know.
We'll see. Obviously, as they say in the 48 Laws of Power, you never outshine your master, and Nick Saban showed that. But I want to kind of, you say Georgia football, and you holler about Cook. I want to actually want your opinion on what you're going to do with having Swift next year. And I forgot the kid's name was Amir White, the other running back coming in next year that's ranked ahead of Cook. That y'all got coming in. What y'all trying to keep, the 3-headed monster?
Hey man, you know you never know, and the best man wins. You know what I mean? But they say pressure busts pipes, but pressure also forms diamonds, and the best man wins, man. When you got a 3-headed monster like that, you're gonna only bring out the best in each player. So if Swift want to play, if White want to play, if Cook want to play, if Holyfield want to play, you got to give it your all. And then, you know, college football, injuries do happen. You saw with Eason and Fromm. You know, Eason was the man. He went down, Fromm came in. Now, can Fromm continue to play on a high level because you got Justin Fields coming in? Yeah. He's the #1 quarterback.
You know, that's who Alabama wanted the most out of all the quarterbacks this year. Alabama. At first, I honestly thought Justin Fields was going to stay with Ohio State. I thought Urban Meyer was going to be able to keep him, but I want to say he had visited Alabama, and they had the Emory Jones kid, the other quarterback, because it's the top 3 quarterbacks this year is from Georgia. Lawrence, Jones.
I don't know. I know the top 3. I knew Fields, and there was 2 other ones from Georgia.
Lawrence and Jones.
Okay.
And you know, Kirby Smart was all in on Fields. So do you think that he has a chance to replace Fromm? Like,
I do. Being that Fromm is a true freshman, Fromm had a lot of talent around him. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared that entire national championship with him being a true freshman, and we had to throw the ball because Alabama just plays and runs so well.
Right.
Being that sometimes with Fromm, his decision making, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? And he didn't have that scramble ability.
Right.
I think that's where Fields comes in with the leg up. When he can't see it, and instead of throwing it, risking an interception, you can scramble. And it might be 15, 25, 30-yard scramble that gets you where you need to be.
I just want to say one more thing. I don't appreciate that butt whooping y'all gave us. Just because Auburn did y'all like that the week before, didn't mean y'all had to do us like that. I don't appreciate that, sir. But that game right there kind of showed Fromm's promise as a quarterback.
Right.
Because, you know, he was able to, but it was against us, and our defense, we know what they were, but he was able to read it.
I don't want to take anything away because you're starting to see that Stoops era bubble a little bit on UK. You know what I'm saying? His recruits are starting to come around, but I liked it because these are the same guys who probably could have walked on to Georgia, who probably was 1 scholarship away from being at Georgia somewhere in UK. UK just was gonna get it because I mean there's no way around
The
it.
week before was,
Yeah, we got embarrassed at Auburn, and when you piss off a giant, you know what I'm saying, you gotta reap the wrath. You know what I mean? Tennessee saw that last year. They were classless the year before last. You know when they beat us.
okay.
So we had to come into Knoxville. We had to let them know what's happening. You know, so as we say in Georgia, what's happening? You know what I mean? We had to come show UK we mean business because we had to win that game to get ourselves in position for the national championship.
Yeah.
If we're gonna talk football and we in my city and we talking football, let's talk about the GOAT, man. What's your thoughts on Lamar Jackson and his era? He just finished at the University of Louisville, being a football fan, and possibly what he NFL projection.
Man, he's a special kid. Like I've got to talk to Lamar personally, share many barbershop conversations with him. He's a great kid, man. He's got his head on straight. I'm kind of in the toss-up. I think he was great at Louisville. But I want to say as a quarterback at Louisville, I don't know if he was as great as he was a great athlete. You know what I mean? Now, I'm excited to see what happens in the whole NFL walk, and I know he's excited, so I wish him the best of luck. I just say stay in that year as a quarterback because this year he developed as a quarterback versus an athlete.
I want to ask, just on that observation that you gave, what's the difference between him and Johnny Manziel?
Oh man, a whole
No, I'm saying as in how you look at him as a quarterback, because
Yeah.
as you said, he got away with athletic ability more so than being a quarterback.
Right.
You can say the same about Johnny Manziel during his time at Texas A&M, but he still gets looked at as a quarterback. They don't question it. They don't. And Lamar Jackson's a way better passing, has way better intangibles than Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was going to say. As a whole lot different. Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback than Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel just was a guy who was athletic in the quarterback position, who could play it. Quarterback reading wise, Lamar made better reads. Now he has to learn his arm power because he got taught form. And when you're used to slinging it as hard as you can and coming from Florida, because remember, he played quarterback in high school, so he's not newly converted. He's learning true pocket passing because he's under a pocket passing offense, you know what I mean? So I think Lamar, well, I know Lamar to me is a better quarterback than Johnny Manziel. However, it's funny because Johnny Manziel will get more looks at quarterback than Lamar.
see, that's what I was trying to get to. Like, to me, I think the right to, for one, when a quarterback's black and he's athletic. Once he gets to the NFL, they don't try to continue the progress of being a quarterback.
And anybody who tries to dispute that, like, nah, they were a good college quarterback, is different in the NFL. Seneca Wallace, Randall Hill, the boy from Clemson. What's the boy from Clemson? He was returning punts. He was quarterback at Clemson. Not Woodley. Boy at Clemson.
Woodrow Dantzler. Woodrow Dantzler. Yeah, he did go to receiver running back in there.
And they had him in the kickoffs. Where you want to go, the boy from South Carolina. It's very few that stayed quarterback. Now, Josh Dobbs came from Tennessee. He's all right at Tennessee. He's on Pittsburgh right now as a quarterback, but I think Lamar's going to have to at least put on 10 to 15 pounds.
It don't take him hits. He ain't better take him
because he didn't get touched. Now, one thing we complain about the offensive line at Louisville, but he didn't really get hit like that. You know what I mean? The NFL, they're going to... This hurdling thing is amazing in college.
It ain't happening.
It's going to be a whole other monster in the NFL because you have guys that are just as athletic coming for you. You know what I mean?
Who's your NFL squad?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, okay.
Yeah, now look.
Now, hold on. I was great. How is it the Steelers in... You from Georgia, because I was great getting on the Falcons and Julio, but it changes everything.
Ain't no real Falcon fans out there. I'm going to tell you this, man. Listen, they used to say, man, you come to Chick-fil-A, you buy a small soda, we'll give you 6 Falcon tickets. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't no, I mean, we used to call him Chris Chandler, the quarterback, Chris Chandelier, because he was so fragile and all that. I mean, the coolest thing that happened when Deion came to the Falcons and when everybody remembered that the Falcons once had Brett Favre.
Yeah.
So don't forget Michael Vick, though.
Yeah,
Even though it ended ugly.
Mike Vick came through. Yeah, Mike Vick came through and rejuvenated the Falcons. But then when they felt Arthur Blank turned his back before the allegations really came out, and he just cut them.
It turned the people.
Right, it turned the people from him. And when I thought about being a Falcons fan, I just was like, nah.
Another reason not to do it.
So I said, man, I need to pick a team. So I looked at it. Pittsburgh with Hines Ward, Georgia. Brandon Boykins was a DB that got drafted from Georgia. They had Jones, he called himself Sackman Jones, I forget his name. He was linebacker, Georgia. And then, they had a couple of Georgia little, links. I was like, okay. Then they got your man from UK on there, Bud Dupree. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying SEC, And then they got Eli Rogers, Louisville. So, it's like, okay.
Miami.
You know what I'm saying?
He's Miami.
You know what I mean? Well, he went to Louisville. You know what I mean?
I got a homie that's a huge Steelers fan, and he's in the department of hoping that Lamar Jackson falls to him and they take him in Pittsburgh. I don't know how it happens, but that's what he's saying. Big Ben's on the way out, and he wants Lamar in Pittsburgh.
Man, listen, there's 3 teams I want to see Lamar on. Pittsburgh, because it's the return of the Slash, recorded us through, but a better one. Okay. then you got the Jacksonville Jaguars. With all that talent, young talent, back home in Florida, it'll be exciting to watch games. And then, I want to see Will Cleveland build around him.
If he could do it.
If he could be one,
but he ain't going number 1.
Right.
No, that's the beauty. He's not gonna go 1.
But they can take what they got.
Cleveland got 1 and 4.
Yeah,
Cleveland got the 1 and 4 picks. I would love to see him in Pittsburgh, just with that talent around him. Big Ben's you can tell he's getting old. He just kind of.
I think a team can luck into him a lot, like how the Vikings did with Teddy, at the back of the first round. I think that's where you gotta look for Lamar, because these NFL analysts and draft people, they're gonna tear him apart, unless he just goes up to Indianapolis and just shines at the combine. But outside of that, it's gonna be hard for him to get over that hump of those 6 quarterbacks they got ranked in front of him right now.
None of them.
Like, he's not getting past Sam Arnold, Darnold, Baker Mayfield, this guy Rosen. Like, those are mountains to climb for him.
And it didn't help that he threw 4 picks in the bowl game. Now I understand wild throws and things like that, but that's your last showing. And even though he's overthrowing the receiver here, little specks that coaches see, you still threw 4 picks. It was a beat up Mississippi State team that you should have won.
Missing their coach.
You know what I'm saying? Missing their coach. They had all kind of distractions. The defensive coordinator was leaving. Grantham that was here. He's leaving. So they've aided you in certain things that you should have won.
That you didn't do.
But
coaching.
You didn't win.
Yeah, I believe that's an indictment on Petrino.
Some
of it, Lamar, his mind may have been elsewhere, but Petrino came out with a piss poor game plan.
And that's
enough about football, man.
I like the way his conversation's going, man.
Petrino, he takes me to a bad place. And when we play in 9 months, we play Alabama, new decor. I'm just in a bad place.
Alabama just found their quarterback too.
It's a basketball state, man, at the end of the day.
What? Now it's a basketball. Just 2 years ago, there was a football team, right? They was.
Now you was talking. Go ahead, my bad.
No, I was gonna say, man, you gotta take the good with the bad. Listen, I'm coming from a state to where Georgia football does what it does, and we gave away Tubby Smith. we gave away Tubby Smith.
I wish y'all kept him.
You know what I'm saying?
We didn't get Gigi. We got the wrong brother. We got Saul Smith. We wanted Gigi Smith.
Y'all got a championship out of it, so.
Yeah. I'm cool. It's good. I wish you could stay, but.
So when you think about what's going on with U of L, just the turmoil and the soap opera that's been with the University of Louisville for the last 2-3 years.
Man, it's a
8 years. 2010, they trying to skip years. 8 years.
It's a wake-up call to University of Louisville. Like when you in the ocean, there's big sharks out here, and you can't come with a small mind or a small town mentality and think you're gonna swim with the big sharks, because these Ohio States, these UCLAs, these Georgias, these Floridas, like these big names have passed through these schools and other schools. And don't get me wrong, it happens everywhere, but there's a way you go through things. And I honestly think they knew about the information that was going to leak, but they got cocky. It's like, psh, well, you know who our lawyers are? You know what I'm saying? You know who we are? You know what I'm saying?
That's what happened.
Too full. You're too full.
Exactly. And when it lit, they forget the NCAA. They come alive when incidents like this. And you're Louisville, so
you're winning.
Right.
You're winning, and you're making a lot of money.
Right.
And a lot of noise.
Everybody wants to take down a giant.
Yeah.
So I think Louisville has got to refocus, rehumble. You know what? It really takes them to get back into the community and go to some of these areas that we see these players that are coming from, you know, and get into these neighborhoods and really do a PR campaign to reassure that, hey, we're Louisville, we made a mistake, but it's really Louisville first, Cars forever. Because at that time it became Cars first, Louisville second.
Patino first.
What was the feeling like? I know you get a good vibe from the people when the news broke on the radio that day. I mean, I know you kind of had to go into almost a hotline mode when that was rock. You know,
man, listen, it was detrimental because it was almost like talking somebody off a ledge. Because not that being funny, but that's how sensitive it was.
Yeah, it was real.
People were mad. People were quitting jobs. People were, you know what I'm saying? Like, people were really. You wouldn't put it like this. I got to see what the University of Louisville means to a lot of people in the city. Like, I didn't know it was like that. It was almost like that's like their child. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were really tied to the University of Louisville. Even now, because what I'm hearing is that the banners are going to come down sometime soon, and that's going to be another issue. You know what I mean? So
it'd be an issue record book wise, but we all know who won that year. I'm a Kentucky fan. This is the greatest time period ever for me as a Kentucky fan is what's going on with Louisville. Cause you trying to make it all sad in Louisville fashion. See, I said, nah, it's a great day in Louisville, but look, Louisville, they good. The banner come down, but everybody knows who won the ship at 13.
right.
Regardless, in the hearts and our minds, we watched the game. Well, y'all did, I didn't. Watch the game, see Louisville win. You know, I heard the gunshots and Louisville won.
I'll never forget Broadway that night. So
Broadway. I went to work that next day. It's probably one of the greatest days in the city. I was happy for the city to get there. You know, my mother, my father-in-law, and all them to get a championship.
Right.
You know, and to see the city come together. And then once again, to all y'all Kentucky fans that was on Broadway celebrating with Louisville fans and acting like we was cozy Cosby family, y'all Kentucky card is revoked. Y'all not real fans. We don't celebrate with the enemy.
Well, you know, I was wondering why there were so many. I forgot that was even going on. And when the rounds with Georgia, Atlanta, I'm like,
Atlanta was
man, you wouldn't believe. It was like everybody from Louisville
was in Atlanta.
Had a free pass to come to Atlanta and stay rent-free.
Was there for 2 years. It was.
It was like, what in the world? I'm like, Louisville, what is going on? And so if it was that crazy in Georgia, I could imagine Broadway here because
and I don't even know how Broadway, like you said, I don't know how Broadway filled up like it because everybody was in Atlanta for the game.
Right.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, Louisville, it's interesting too to see this rivalry because from what I'm told and looked it up, it's kind of a newer rivalry compared to some other college rivalries.
83, 84, something like that when the Dream game happened.
Yeah.
We were scared, so they say.
So, yeah. But I don't know if y'all was scared, more so y'all scared of Indiana, because I've been looking at that rivalry and I see
we dominate that rivalry. It ain't that we scared of Indiana. You don't control us. We control the situation.
Okay.
So if we gonna play, it's gonna be under our rules, or we just not gonna play y'all.
Okay.
So now you can go around saying we scared and all that. We not minding y'all. We continue playing our game.
Right.
You know, we offered Indiana neutral site. Like Bobby Knight had it, cause he didn't want to come to Rupp. They don't want to talk about that, but he didn't want to come to Rupp. So neutral site. You know, so 2 games. In Indianapolis, the first 2, then we come back and come to Louisville. They didn't want it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I was looking at the records and stuff like that, and I was like, dang, did the UK kind of just, back off and be like, no, because Last one,
They
Indiana
won, but
yeah.
the way they started, we got them back in the tournament too, though. They don't want to talk about when we smashed them in the tournament that same year by like 20-something, but they beat us on the last second shot with Christian Warford. And teams like them and Louisville and all that, when they beat Kentucky, they like to rush the court and stuff. And they was too close to our players.
We ain't never rushed the Florida.
I try to throw it in there, but you know,
right here. You know what this
ain't no
is.
pedigree.
We don't rush
Y'all ain't won the
You ain't never seen us rush the floor and put that on there. Have you ever seen Louisville rush the floor?
Never.
In the store. That ain't what we do here.
You're listening to and watching 35KY Sports, man. We got your player partner, big homie in the build, man.
Yeah.
Long time coming down. We appreciate you coming through, man.
No problem, man.
Man, let's take a break. When we come back, man, there's a whole lot of stuff to talk about, man. Kentucky played over the weekend. Kentucky had a
big weekend.
See that dunk, though.
Man.
They had a big weekend, boy. Yeah.
Man, Kentucky had a bad weekend.
Man.
Zion Williamson committed to go to Duke. Man, it's a lot of stuff happened in the NBA. What's up with all these fights, man? Everybody wants to knuckle up and throw hands.
Tired of seeing these top players in the NBA, man. We tired of the LeBrons letting people throw stuff in their face and do nothing, man.
But man, let's take a quick break. We're going to be right back with 3.